rose, bout to lap around the whole thing. Why, who on my hat, man? Let them know I'm out to act, man. I'm the ish like shit stains. Heard I got them pissed up. I give a fuck if they pissed up. It's double A over everything. Put that on my.
What it do, YouTube? It's your boy, the Akron Astronaut, aka John Blem, aka the Neptunian Neanderthal, bringing you some more NBA2K18 MyGM with the Phoenix Suns. Now, this should be episode 3. You know, we should be playing, we should be simulating some games, seeing some cutscenes. But as you can see, our record's like 34 and 25. We are past All-Star break. If you heard that, that was my Xbox turning on. So don't know if you heard that or not, but and as you can see, we have Deron Williams on the team and Josh Hart. Now please bear with me and read the cutscenes of the press conference if you would so kindly, while I explain what is going on. So, well, if we get to the cutscenes by the time, I don't think I'm going to be able to explain by the time it gets to the cutscenes. So basically, what has happened is the recordings for episode 3 and 4, maybe episode 3 and 4, don't know where they are. They just disappeared from my computer. I don't know if they didn't record or what, but really weird. And then this recording for some reason doesn't have my live commentary that I like to do on the gameplays. So really annoying, especially because now I have to go back and do voiceovers, and it's really hard for me to do voiceovers because of all the cutscenes and the subtitles. I have a laptop, MacBook, right? So when we do the cutscenes, it's kind of like if I do a voiceover after the fact that I played, it's really hard for me to read because the text is so small on my MacBook in the editing software. So if you guys could, I'm going to try and read some of them, but just try and read them for me. So basically, if you guys have never seen a MyGM before, and you really want to know what's going on, I suggest you go to like a Funky Diabetic or something and look at his first couple episodes to see what's going on. But basically, I'm going to summarize it up for you guys. Glenn Reeves, the owner of the Phoenix Suns, the actual owner of the Phoenix Suns, at the beginning of the series, he ended up selling the team. He was in debt, in some financial trouble. Ended up selling the team to this guy named Bob Sanderson. Now, Bob Sanderson kept me as the GM. We actually had a conversation. It wasn't that bad, Pretty much, I thought he was going to be a pretty good owner. The things that he said to me, basically, he basically sounded like perfect, perfect fit for the team. So I said, cool, whatever, we'll go with it. Still think we're going to win games. I traded for Hernan Gomez, as you guys saw, and after I traded for Hernan Gomez, we ended up going I think it was 20-5. We're second in the West, so I was like, wow, great trade. We did a good job there. I like where we're at. And then Bob Sanderson, the new owner, took me into his office and told me that he really needed me to trade for a draft pick to get one of those top 3 people, Mirko Petrovic or whatever, Jackson Baldwin, Freddie Staples, those top 3 draft prospects that are all like 85 overall and the potential to be superstars. So I went out my way, traded, don't even know who it was, totally forget, but I traded for a draft pick for the Milwaukee Bucks because they weren't doing too good. But it's kind of hard to tell who's going to do bad and who's going to do good because it's a fantasy draft. So I was like, hopefully they just do bad. It's an unprotected pick, so if they get number 1, like we get the number 1 pick, can pick whoever we want, whatever. We got that pick, and then Bob Sanderson comes in, messes the team up even more by hiring his son as the assistant GM. In this cutscene that you're watching right now, Giannis and Jason Kidd are both complaining about his son. His son is on social media telling Giannis that he's losing us games because he doesn't know when to pass, doesn't know when to shoot, doesn't get over screens, just unprofessional. for an assistant GM to do. Very unprofessional. So before the trade deadline, they wanted me to trade for Deron Williams. Apparently his per game efficiency ratings, blah, 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 analytics, you know what I mean, were really good for a player with his salary. So I was like, I'm not going to trade. Well, at first I tried, because they said at least try. So I said, okay, I'll try. Clicked on his name for the trade finder. They wanted me to trade a couple people. Actually, there wasn't even a trade option. Didn't even they basically had nobody on our team that they wanted for Deron Williams. So I went into a manual trade. Ended up trying to trade I think it was Rondo, because I was like, we need a backup point guard. He's going to be our backup point guard. Might as well try and trade Rondo. Tried to give Rondo in a second round draft pick. And they said, no way. So I was like, okay, there's no way we're going to be able to do this, because I'm not giving up anybody else other than Rondo. And I just let it go. Then all of a sudden, it gets to the trade deadline, and a message pops up on my screen, and it says, last second trade, the Phoenix Suns have acquired Deron Williams. And I'm thinking, what the hell? I haven't done anything. So apparently, Bob Sanderson's son, I honestly forget what his name is, because he's that irrelevant. I hate him. I hate him so much. Andrew, he's on the screen right now. We're talking to him about the tweeting. He needs to quit it. So apparently Andrew went out of his way and made a trade behind my back, went to his dad, because he's the owner's son, he's a daddy's boy. He never comes to me with any type of assurance, trying to tell me what he's gonna do. He just does it, or asks his dad and then does it. And it's by far one of the most annoying things. You can't be an assistant GM and not talk to your GM first and talk to your dad, because he's the owner. You're being a real big douchebag. Nobody in this organization likes you, kid, because you don't know how to handle business properly. Jordan Clarkson was in my room. He was talking to his dad in front of the players about trading for Deron Williams. Jordan Clarkson heard it and was like, yo, are you going to trade me? I'm thinking there's no way, and there's no possible way that they can make a trade without me, because I'm the GM. So I told him, don't even worry about it. You're not going to be traded. And then all of a sudden he gets traded. So Jordan Clarkson probably really does not like us whatsoever. Really probably hates us. So now we have Deron Williams. It is the second half of the season. I'm pretty sure this is right after All-Star break. This episode is literally just going to be cutscenes. Next episode, I'll play one game, and I think we get through the rest of the season next episode. After playing that one game, we are still possibly going to relocate the team to Seattle. Bob Sanderson said he wanted to move this team to Seattle, his hometown team, which I'm okay with. I'll be the GM of the team wherever we go. I just want to be able to do it my way. You know what I mean? I don't want your stupid son in all my business doing things behind my back and totally ruining the vision that I have for the team. So yeah, made the trade for Deron Williams. Well, I didn't. His son did. So now we have Rondo, Deron Williams, and Dennis Schroeder. So we have 3 point guards. We're in the playoff picture. I think we're 5th in the West right now. Still have a pretty good shot at getting to the playoffs if we can get our team chemistry up. After a couple simulated games, I feel like our team will be in prime position to make the playoffs and possibly make a playoff run. We just I don't know, man. We're playing pretty good. I don't want to spoil things because I'm obviously farther ahead than this video. But yeah, man, we definitely have what it takes to do big things in the playoffs if we make it. And as you can see right here, we got Glenn Reeves, former owner of the Phoenix Suns, and he's having a little meeting with us, and he's basically telling us that he's really really sad that he sold the team. You know, he misses the Phoenix Suns a lot. It was basically his life, and he thinks he made a huge mistake. So he's gathered together some financial big boys, some Bill Gates of the world, and apparently he's gonna make an offer to Bob Sanderson to buy back the Phoenix Suns, and it's apparently an offer that he's not gonna be able to refuse. So that is also interesting. A lot of drama in this MyGM. I'm wondering how this MyGM goes like after season 1, you know, because usually in my career, like basically almost every type of sports game with cutscenes and like a storyline, after the first season the storyline is basically over. Like in my career, in my small forwards my career, who was on the what team is he on? I totally forget. I just made a new my player. Totally forget. He's on the Miami Heat. Basically, since he was a dunker, dunking gives you more fans. So I think it was literally right after, it might have been before All-Star break, I had my signature shoe already. And I played to the playoffs, and now there's basically like, I barely get text messages anymore other than to come pick up an endorsement check. So I feel like one MVP and Rookie of the Year. So obviously there was a cutscene for MVP. The MVP cutscene was incredibly terrible because you know, the speech and whatever was okay, but I'm in the middle of the court for the Phoenix Suns, you know, accepting their award, first playoff game, and the team that we're playing in the playoffs, while I'm giving the speech, they're still doing shoot around. Like, they're right behind me, like standing on the court doing shoot around instead of sitting on the bench watching me accept my award. So really annoying, in all honesty. But other than that, I feel like after that, you're gonna, like, if we win the championship, obviously there's a cutscene for that. There's a cutscene for that, and then after that, like, free agency, you can pick whatever team you want, and then that's it, right? That's it. Like, there's not really too much to do. Maybe an MJ connection where you get like another high-rise court or whatever, but I honestly can't think of anything else that'll happen in my career. I feel like they just limit it to mostly everything happening in one season, and then everything you play after that is basically freelance, you know, just whatever. So as you can see right here, Bob Sanderson, the owner, along with his son, who, if you did not watch the if you did not read the cutscene where we were having a conversation with his son was texting Giannis telling him it was his fault for losing games, blah blah blah, being unprofessional. We basically fired him. He said, I'm not gonna stop. I think this is what's right. So we fired him, or tried to fire him. But as you can see right here, we're with Bob Sanderson at his house, and his son is still there as the assistant GM. So apparently you can't fire him because he's a daddy's boy, you know, golden child. So that's really annoying. So as you can see, we are having a conversation with all of these staff members at Bob Sanderson's home. Basically, Bob Sanderson says that he doesn't understand what our goals are for this season, and he wants us to clarify what our path going forward is. My guy says we need clarification from you first, because there's a whole bunch of rumors that you're really struggling financially and we might have to sell the team or blah 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 blah. They actually just raised ticket prices. They raised ticket prices for our team mid-season. I think it was right after All-Star break. Actually, it might have not even happened yet. I don't know. I'm just kind of free. I'm just kind of going, like, doing this commentary right off the top of the head. Haven't even watched the gameplay to see what's going on. So basically told him he needs to clarify to us. Look at all the staff members shaking their head like, yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree with you, Lorenzo. We need clarification on your financial stability and what's going on with the team. Jason Kidd definitely agrees as well. Thinks that he needs to better clarify what's going on with the team so that the players can perform well. Because obviously, if you and your son are out here talking about selling the team, relocating the team, increasing ticket prices, trading for players and players who don't play to your standards, obviously we're not going to play as good. You need to just sit in your GM office and leave the coaching to the head coach and leave the GM duties, trading and stuff like that, to me. Because obviously we're in the playoff picture. Our team is young, other than the fact that we just picked up Deron Williams, who is old, made our team older. But other than that, I think we're a pretty young team. Valanciunas, Dennis Schroeder, Josh Hart is pretty young as well, who we picked up from the G League and who has been balling. Like, even though he's in the G League, for some reason, dude's stats is pretty good. Like, he can shoot threes, he can drive, and his perimeter defense is pretty good out of the G League. So, really good pickup. Didn't have to pay that much for him as well, since he's obviously from the G League. Is the G League the new D League or something, or is that like a level below the D League? You know? I don't know. Because I barely see anything from the D League in this game anymore. I mostly see it says people signing people from the G League, so no idea. Then we say that means our focus is on the playoffs. We want to make the playoffs, and we want to make a run in the playoffs. He says, I appreciate that, and we have a shot technically, but I don't want anyone making any noise. We're not going to make any noises out home court. I'm not sure about that. These guys relish being the underdog. Bob Sanderson says, I don't doubt that, but I don't see us going anywhere without home court. Even if we make it out the second round, what then? Championship? Well, yeah, I hope. Well, we hope for a championship. This guy just has no faith in the squad that we have right now. He says he's happy with our vision and wants us to do whatever we can to get our vision of the team fulfilled, but then he just makes his own trades, lets his son make his own trades, and totally screws up our vision of the team. So, dude, honestly, doesn't make any type of sense whatsoever. Just kind of hypocritical, and him and his son are both annoying. Honestly, I kind of want Glenn Reeves to buy the team back, so it's kind of like I have to make a decision. I feel like I'm gonna have to make a decision where I can either get Glenn Reeves to buy back the team, or we can relocate to Seattle. And I don't know which one I want to do, because I kind of want to relocate to Seattle. The Seattle Supersonics, man, probably one of my favorite teams, like, other than the Cavs, since I'm a Cleveland Cavaliers fan. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to put up with Bob Sanderson and his son and be able to relocate to Seattle, or if I just want to deal with Glenn Reeves, who was also kind of an idiot, lied to me, and had some really terrible business investments as well. So, I don't really know. But Bob Sanderson thinks that we should just try and get a draft pick, a top 3 draft pick for one of those 3 guys. I think Carter Olson was also agreeing with him. And then, yeah, here's what I was talking about right here. They implement the ticket change, the rise in ticket prices for every section, not just, the expensive ones where people can afford it. Also, like the nosebleeds, $10 more automatically. Really bad business decision. Fans are probably heated, especially since it's the second half of the season and we're making a race towards the playoffs. We are a playoff contending team, so people are going to want to come to our games. I don't understand why you would make a rise in ticket prices. I mean, we probably are gonna be making profit, because since we are going to the playoffs, our people are gonna be watching our team. Our team interest is at like 99%, so our fans are really loving the team. Probably still gonna sell out the seats, make more money, $10 more on each seat. That's a lot of money. But I feel like he's just doing that because of his financial problems. So, $10 ticket increase. and we'll see where that goes. I actually don't think it really made too much of a difference. We're just gonna have a press conference. Here in a second about the rising ticket prices. The press is gonna ask us. Pretty sure we just tell them, you know, as Bob Sanderson, I had nothing to do with this, and I think that's basically it, because I am at the point where we're at the playoffs, and I don't think anything was said about it. So I don't think this is really that big of a deal, but they just trying to add some drama, you know, add some drama with the cutscenes. I feel like the ticket prices are just a little bit of like fake drama compared to what's actually going on, but coming up is some real drama. I didn't really know what to think of it. There's so much stuff going on at once that I don't know what's true and what's not true. Getting a press conference, it's going to be about the rising ticket prices. We're just going to tell them to talk to Mr. Sanderson about it. We had nothing to do with it. If you want to know about the decision to rise the ticket prices, ask the owner. Obviously he's struggling a little bit, needs some extra money. He said it was for team facilities, the extra $10, but you never know. You don't know if he's telling the truth or not. So could just be raising the ticket prices to help him get out of debt, or help him make some more business investments in some weird apps that apparently every single owner of every team wants to do. Now, I apologize if my commentary isn't that good. It's kind of hard to do a 40-minute, 30-minute long commentary over gameplay with these tiny text that you have to read. So it should be way easier. Like, after, I really hope the commentary is on the next episode too. I hope it didn't mess up so I don't have to do this again. Live commentary is way easier. But as you can see right here, we got Jason Kidd in the parking lot. Oh, dude, I didn't even explain. So we had Earl Watson as our head coach, and I ended up firing him. He got really mad at Juan Hernan Gomez for missing a practice when they rescheduled the practice for a different time. Juan Hernan Gomez thought it was at 11 o'clock, but it was actually at 9:30. He said that usually we have practices at 11, and for some reason it was at 9, so I accidentally missed it. This is the only practice I've ever missed, and Earl Watson wanted to punish him, and I was like, dude, you're cool. It's one practice. You just got traded to the team. I'm not trying to be too hard on you. Just relax. And Earl Watson kind of went off, said that we should punish him, and didn't really like Earl Watson anyway. He didn't really have good coaching grades, so I ended up firing him and hiring Jason Kidd, who's one of my favorite point guards of all time, and he's been way better as a head coach. So Jason Kidd meets us at the parking lot, and he's asking what we know about what's going on with Mr. Sanderson. So we basically tell him what we know. I want me and my head coach to have really good trust with each other. You know, I'm gonna get us some good players, and I want you to trust me that I'm gonna give you the right players to win, and I want you to just do a good job coaching, you know, put them in a system that'll work for them. Coaches who have a system and put the players into a system instead of fitting a system around players that they have aren't good. And I feel like Jason Kidd is one of those coaches who makes a system based on who he has and doesn't make people fit a scheme that they might not be good at. So gonna trust him completely. I would totally want him to be our head coach if we relocate to Seattle or whatever happens with all this drama that's going on. So basically, we tell him about Bob Sanderson's financial troubles or whatever we know about that. And then we also tell him about Glenn Reeves saying that he wants to buy the team back. Jason Kidd is kind of taken away about the fact that Glenn Reeves might buy the team back, and I just wanted to let him know what's going on. He is the head coach, and like, he has a job here at this organization, and I feel like he should know the ins and outs of what's going on, because it's kind of stressful, you know, kind of stressful when all this drama is going on, and you have a job at this place, and all this drama is going on. You don't know where you might stand in a couple weeks. So obviously letting him know what's going on, and let him know that he obviously should not let this information leave the parking lot. Don't let the information leave the parking lot. I trust you enough to tell you, and I should be able to trust you because you're my head coach. You shouldn't go behind my back and just tell everybody what's going on. So he says we're gonna have to be a lot closer, and I totally agree. Someone's got to keep this ship running while the captain's off taking something. Said a joke there basically about Bob Sanderson. Couldn't read it fast enough. Text is too small. Really annoying. But as you can see, we're getting really, really close to the end of the season. God, I'm missing. I can't believe we basically missed almost a full season. Nathan Mack, an opposing GM, is calling us, and he wants us to trade for Chandler Parsons. He's trying to get Chandler Parsons on our team, and we're basically saying there's no way unless you give us like something crazy. We want some draft picks. We want something because Chandler Parsons, one, is injury prone, gets injured every season. I feel like has the potential to be a really good player, but is always getting injured, and his salary is absolutely huge. Getting paid a lot of money to be injured, and we do not want that on our team. So if I take on Parsons, that's it for the cap space for the summer. Yeah, as I said, salary's pretty big, and we obviously want to try and get some really good free agents that would be a way better fit for our team than Chandler Parsons. And we're gonna tell him we'll think about it, but we're gonna need more than that. We'll think about it, but if you're gonna give us maybe a couple of draft picks and another really good player, then maybe I'll decide to make the trade in the off season. But until that, there's absolutely no way, dude. I don't even really like Chandler Parsons. I like Chandler Parsons that one breakout year he had, but then he's just so injury prone. And then right after that, we get another phone call with Andrew, Bob Sanderson's son, and for the first time ever, he's talking to me, and I'm not annoyed because he's saying that Seattle is happening. We're going to be relocating. The committee just approved the relocation with unanimous vote, and I was gonna lash out because I don't like him, but I'm really honestly excited about the news. Like, relocating to Seattle would be absolutely phenomenal. I feel like Seattle honestly deserves a team. I can't believe that they relocated in the first place to Oklahoma City, but yeah, great news. Message popping up. That's way too small for me to read, but I'm pretty sure Bob Sanderson just said that something about the relocation news, and to not tell the media, keep it under wraps. Keep it under wraps from the media and everybody else. Make sure that we basically just deny the rumors, which is kind of annoying to me because if the board voted unanimously for us to go to Seattle, then obviously people know about it, right? So I don't understand how we are denying the rumors when the board voted on it. So everybody should know it's true, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Glenn Reeves coming and giving another meeting with us about buying the team, which also is throwing me off because I don't understand how we're relocating to Seattle. The board voted unanimously for us to relocate, and then Glenn Reeves says that they put the offer into Bob Sanderson, and it's going to be any day now that he gets the team back. So what is going on? Like, Bob Sanderson, is he in financial trouble or is he not? Is Glenn Reeves buying the team or is he not? Are we relocating to Seattle? Are we not? Like, it's just so confusing. Looks like we're at dinner at a nice place somewhere. I'll have every reason to believe it will be accepted. It's a tremendous bid, but I don't want to leave anything to chance. I want to look under every rock, consider every angle, and make sure I didn't overlook something that's going to come back and bite me last minute. I said I see. So since Glenn Reeves did lie to us at the beginning, I'm not going to tell him anything. And I also don't want to risk losing the chance of relocating to Seattle because I feel like that would be really cool to be able to have the Seattle Supersonics back. So we don't tell Glenn Reeves anything about what's going on. He probably has heard about Bob Sanderson's rumors or his financial rumors, so shouldn't even have to tell him about that. And then, yeah, Not going to tell him anything. And hopefully we do relocate to Seattle. Excuse me. Says he's got to take off. Got meetings, shooting out of his ears. And I said, I hear that. Was that a pun? Sorry, couldn't help myself. So, yeah, lots and lots and lots of stuff going on in this episode when it comes to drama. We got meetings with Jason Kidd and Giannis about the owner's son being a complete imbecile and tweeting at his star player about how bad he is when we lose games. And then we have rising ticket prices, Bob Sanderson's financial problems, pretty much a confirmed relocation to Seattle, or rumored confirmed. They said the unanimous vote, and they said the board voted and we're relocating, but you never know. It was Bob Sanderson's son. His son's kind of an idiot. Could be lying. And then we have Glenn Reeves trying to buy the team back. So a lot of stuff going on in one episode. And we're pretty much, despite repeated denials, my sources tell me that the Suns to Seattle is a go. So now we have a social media person telling us that it's also confirmed that we're relocating to Seattle. Going to a press conference. And, of course, Bob Sanderson told me that we're trying to keep this under wraps, but I mean, the board voted that we're relocating to Seattle, and then people on social media are confirming it. So I don't understand why I'm still denying the fact that we're relocating. I'm shocked you haven't heard about it. We're the Pittsburgh Millennials. Our colors will be turquoise and peach, making a joke in the press conference. He asked me if I'm serious. Which is kind of a dumb question because obviously we're not serious. The Pittsburgh Millennials? Come on now. Be real. There'd be a laser light show and everything. You know how these things go. I thought you were better than that. Bob Sanderson texts us literally, I think directly after that, and says we made a good joke. Says really funny and good joke. Way to take it to the press, blah, 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 blah. Zubac. Oh, I totally forgot. So we got Zubac, or Zubac. Don't know how to pronounce his last name. Here's the message from Bob Sanderson talking about how funny our joke was. He's annoying. So we got Zubac as well from the trade with Deron Williams. I think we got Deron Williams and Zubac for, I think we had to give up Jordan Clarkson and a draft pick maybe. I honestly don't know. Totally forget. And I wasn't in control of the trade, so I honestly don't know. Don't know what happened. So apparently they're going to reveal that we're relocating on June 6th. He's basically just confirming that we have a confidentiality agreement since we're with the organization, and that we should not give up any information about the relocation. One game left in the season. We end up losing it to the Mavericks, but we are in the playoffs with the record that we have currently. So Manu Ginobili heals just in time for the playoffs, which is good. 6-man. Rookie of the, most valuable player, Russell Westbrook, almost 30 points, 10 rebounds, 8.5 assists, 2 steals basically, and half a block, shooting 50% from the field, 86% from the line. Wow. Lonzo Ball of the Cleveland Cavaliers getting Rookie of the Year, 15 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds. Almost 2.5 steals. That's absolutely crazy. 6-man of the year goes to Frank the Tank Kaminsky. Defensive player of the year, Hassan Whiteside, 15 points, basically 13 rebounds, and 2 blocks a game. Needs to get his free throw percentage up, though. Most improved player is Tyus Jones, 7.5 points, 6 assists, 1 steal, 1.5 rebounds. Not too bad. Plays for the Charlotte Hornets. Terry Stotts getting Coach of the Year with a 55-27 record. And Executive of the Year, none other than Lorenzo Moon. Don't know how they award that. I was kind of surprised. Don't know what we did to get Executive of the Year. Our record, not too great, but apparently they thought we did a good job with what we had. So Russell Westbrook, James Harden, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, who is injured, and Jokic getting all NBA first team. Second team goes to Chris Paul, Kyle Lowry, Kawhi, Anthony Davis, and Marc Gasol. Have not seen any of our players yet. Lonzo Ball, DeMar DeRozan, Giannis. There he is on the All-NBA third team, Jabari and Karl Anthony Towns. Excuse me. I think I'm trying to go to his stats right here. Totally go over it. Don't know what I was doing. Yeah, I don't know what the hell was I doing right here. Averaged 20 points a game, 7.5 rebounds, 5.5 assists, and almost 2 steals. Not bad. The only player I think that we had that made like an all NBA team or defensive team or anything like that, John Wall, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, Draymond, and Hassan getting all defensive first team. Hassan Whiteside out for the playoffs. It said 6 to 8 weeks with a torn ACL or MCL. DeAndre Jordan, LeBron, Kawhi, some more, and then we got the rookie first team, Ben Simmons, Dennis Smith, Markelle Fultz, Bojan Bogdanovic, Jason Tatum on the second team, and that's gonna do it. So really long, dragged out episode. I'm really sorry about not having the other previous episodes due to corruption or whatever happened with those, and I'm sorry you guys missed out on so much. And I'm also sorry that this commentary has been probably terrible. It's so hard to talk for 40 minutes over gameplay and try and read those subtitles or the text of the cutscenes on this MacBook. But as always, man, hope you guys enjoyed. Next episode will be a lot better. As always, stay fly. This has been your boy, facing the Golden State Warriors' first playoff game. Should be a good series. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Can manage, accurate out here acting crazy, chop you down when you standing. This the land of the fiends and the home of the king. Take a look at LeBron, you could tell when I sweet. Went from only smoking weed to Brody tweaking up.